say something wicked, something racy. But do you see your work in that space as an actor or even as a storyteller, director?
As a filmmaker. You know, one wants to explore, for instance, food and something which is tasty. Partho, shut your ears. Band, ekdam. Band.
Why?
I want to say something to her. Okay. It's like food and sex. Food and I'm a foodie. I cook. You can open it.
You know nothing about me.
There was.
You are a foodie, you said.
Yeah. So.
Tell now.
So are you? Aren't you a foodie?
I don't eat much.
But you cook. He also cooks. Having set the rules in the house that the men will cook and the women will eat.
Amol, when the kids go to see Stanley Ka Dabba, what's the one thing you'd like them to go with, leave with?
I have a feeling that it is a film where a parent would like to show it to his or her child, because in this I, me, myself world that we live in and post-91 scenario, there is very little that we think about the person who doesn't have it, and it has become a trend. So somewhere I would imagine that the parent would want to show the child, okay, look, you get everything, and look at this spirited boy Stanley.
In fact, the best part for me in the film was the kindness. You know, the easy, effortless kindness that so many different people had, and especially kids to each other.
Kids to each other, believe me, children are such thick friends when they are in school, and they can stand up for each other, they can cover up for each other for homeworks, for food, as you know, they feed each other. It's always the tiffin box of your friend which is more enticing than yours. Always. Ask any child who has grown into an adult what happened at tiffin time, and he'll say that guy is that and that girl is that, because it's natural. It's a wonderful microcosm of India, this whole classroom tiffin box, each thing opening out, you can see India shining there, you know. My idea behind Stanley Ka Dabba was to put a prototype there in terms of benevolence to children while filming them. So which means I created this model without being judgmental about what is happening in the reality shows and the cinema and ad films, that if it was in the children's own school, if it was only 4 hours as a session, and if it had no lights and no tamjam, and if it was with recesses, would it be the same thing as being in school on a holiday and having fun? And from 76 such 4-hour sessions, one pulled out a tiffin box called Stanley Ka Dabba.
So you're saying that it's important for you the way you made the film.
It is more
important as the film you made.
More important perhaps, because if one is talking about you know, sweating out children on film and television sets, then and licking their wounds for TRPs, which is sinful, I feel, then one has to do a rethink about what is happening with children.
But isn't there a certain element of exploitation even in what you did? And I'm not saying that it's exploitative, I'm saying that as a sensitive person, I'm sure you've grappled with all the different grey areas that would emerge. And when I say that, I mean that, okay, here are these people who are then part of what becomes a commercial project, a noble one, a fun one, but a commercial project.
In a commercial project, you should have beneficiaries.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
Then it gets equated. So at best, in this workshop, if I may call it that, though there's no work done there, neither is it a shop. So these sessions had children voluntarily walking in and going out as they please, which means if you came for even 2 hours out of the 76 sessions, you're part of that bouquet. And every such child who has participated in this bouquet, for that child, we are looking after their entire fee structure for the next year, which is this year, which is coming. And children who emerged without being auditioned, without, like Numan Sheikh, like Abhishek Reddy, like Tijo, like Monty Sarkar.
All your friends in the film.
These are the other friends who emerged. They have their own names.
Like Ganesh.
Because we didn't cast them. We did not cast them. they emerge because of their interest. Then we are looking after their as education insurance, apart from compensating their parents. So if you were to ask me, have I exploited the children? Well, they were paid more handsomely than other films.
Yeah, no, Amol, the thing is, it's not about exploitation. It's about any relationship can be exploitative.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm trying to get at. That
Yeah.
what are the safeguards you do
Yes.
for a person who's sensitive
Yeah.
about these issues to
Yes,
ensure
yes,
that
absolutely.
even while you're doing something against this,
Yeah.
you don't,
shouldn't happen.
yeah, inadvertently.
Yes,
So you're saying that these were all the safeguards that you all put in place.
Every step that you take, you have to see that you're not stepping on a minefield. When it is about children and when you're putting your money where your mouth is. So there has to be an extra careful approach, including the sensitivity of your crew, which you rechristen as a family, because it is not a film crew that has gone on. We've gone on with a small still camera called a 7D Canon, without lights. So it has not hurt the child that is waiting for lighting to happen. It is candid, they are playing most of the time, and in the middle of that, because that is what you're trying to capture, because that pristine behavior of a child, how else would you capture?
So the shooting ratio is completely not what anybody else works with. I'm guessing.
They called it a logistical nightmare. You know, filmmaker friends, they said, what are you up to here? I said, I'm not promising myself a film. If something happens, very good, we can showcase it to the nation. Otherwise, let's just call it art, theatre and cinema sessions.
And are you happy with the response you're getting so far?
I'm so glad that it is being taken in the right spirit, because everybody does not have that. You know, there are many in the new media who are kind of scanning for controversy rather than looking for the safe haven for children, because nobody wants, because it will just kind of shift the equation. The fear is, hey, don't let this Pied Piper do his thing, otherwise there will be rules. Because in a film shoot or a television shoot, if you have an animal, it's mandatory that an animal welfare board fellow sits there and supervises about cruelty. What about children? There is no such rule for them. The mother.
You're making a lot of people uncomfortable.
I'm hoping to.
Good for you, Amol Gupte. So Partho, have your friends seen Stanley Ka Dabba?
Guess so.
And what have they told you anything about it? What's the feedback? Come on.
Some of them who've seen it have said it's good, it's fun. Others I don't know. I'll only come to know when I go back to school.
But summer's over.
But before that a holiday.
Before that a holiday. Partho Gupte, it was lovely having you on this show. We enjoyed your movie. Yeah,
Thank you.
and enjoy your holiday before summer's out.
Thanks.
Amol Gupte, great film. It's going to get talked about. It's going to get people to see things in different ways. And it's a wonderful, fun story in spite of all of that. So great having you on this show. All the very best.
God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.